What's up, Mixed Reactions? This Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. It's Ian, Casey, and Justin. We are here getting that much closer to NFL season. How are you doing today, Justin?
Not bad. Kind of quiet in my house. Kids are out with their grandparents, so it's a little weird, but it's good. Glad to
Yeah,
hear
and
football. Football needs to be here like now.
come on, do we had to cut it out because it was a rough but do the whole let's get some football or whatever you just did a second
It's too
ago.
quiet. It's quiet. Too quiet. Where's the football? Where the frick's football?
What's up, Casey? How you doing, man?
Just living the dream, brother. No complaints on my end. I am ready to talk some football.
Before we lead in, because you said you watched an unhealthy amount of preseason football, and I know how much football you already watch, so for you to say that definitely means you didn't get much done this weekend. What I was gonna ask you guys, more so for Casey, but I mean the question directed to both you guys. You guys are both huge football heads. It's just I know Casey's like that's his thing. We have NFL season is gonna start. Was it begin first? It's the week. It's the first Thursday after the first full week of college football. So my question is, we're gonna have real college football, not huge games. Week one we will. What do you guys do? Because I mean, you told me that you'd sit and watch the worst teams in February, and I know you more specifically, in case somebody just can't get enough of your fix of football. What do you do when there's actual? I know during the summer you just kind of fucking do whatever, but what do you do when there's no preseason on and there's college all day? Are you watching college all day?
So as far as watching college all day, no. I mean, Saturday is kind of the day that, the wife and the kid and I will
Oh,
go,
mm-hmm.
do a little couple family things here and there, but I'll typically want to make sure that I'm at least peeking in on the Saturday prime game when it comes to college. I remember texting you at one point last year when it was Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah, dude, I didn't even know that
I
game
don't
was
know if
close. It was a blowout. It was like
I
28 to
don't
0 when
remember
I last looked.
I don't remember if I texted you directly, Ian, or if I texted the group chat, but
Mm-hmm.
I know that I was mainly talking to you, regardless of who if it was either the group chat or to you directly.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, "Are you watching this fucking game?"
That
It
catch by
was
Ryan
right.
Williams.
It was right after the catch and spin move by Ryan Williams for the touchdown. I was going
Filthy.
bonkers, and I don't have a rooting interest in Alabama or Georgia. But when that moment just hyped me up because it's just the love of football. When you see a great play like that, you're instinctively getting hyped up and ready to go. Um, yeah, like I said, college isn't something that I sit and watch every single game on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
I watch the games that pique my interest. I'll always peek the schedule, see what's happening. I'm like, okay, that's an interesting game. Got to keep my eye on that one. Got
Mm-hmm.
to at least peek in on that one when it's on. And then I try to watch the Saturday prime game.
Yeah. And I mean, Justin, I mean, we've talked about, especially when I was living back in Vegas, watching the late night rest in peace Pac-12 football. I mean, what do you do? You'll watch some college. I know, you a
I'll
lot of
occasionally
times
watch
have
the
family
college, but
stuff
it's
going
going to
on,
be
so.
like a marquee matchup kind of thing for me before the
Hmm.
NFL season starts. Like that, like you said, it's the first weekend. It's like a Red River rivalry or Georgia Alabama, that kind of thing. If there is
Hmm.
some kind of rivalry esque kind of level game, I'll
Yeah.
definitely peek in. I may not actively sit and watch it. I'll be honest. I probably wouldn't.
Hmm.
Um, but it doesn't mean it doesn't pique my interest. But once the kickoff of the NFL season hits, I'm in. The only thing that would distract me from the NFL regular season is college hockey.
Dude, and the crazy thing is, like, the older I get, the more I realize that pro sports, it's just better because the dudes are it's just a better product. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
women's college basketball, it seems like there's just less, uh, I mean, that's whatever, that's a whole other story.
There's no
Um,
parity. There's no parity in women's college basketball. And that's the problem.
yeah, there's no parity, but when it comes to, I mean, I'll watch it all day, but what I was gonna say is like in NFL, man, I don't know. I mean, I watched a good amount of NFL last year, but not as much as college. I don't know if it's something, Sunday I'm just trying to, but Sunday I just find myself running around and I'll watch when the Rams play. But I'm not, there's been a few years where it's been like every Sunday, but I don't know, man, something's about, I will
You're not
watch,
red
like,
zone
I mean, obviously
scaring
every
like
game the
Casey
Rams,
does.
huh?
You're not red zone scaring like Casey does week in, week out.
I mean, I do some weeks, like some weeks, I mean, I'll be on it from the day at time I wake up till the Sunday night game ends and then get right back on it, handicap it for Monday night's game. But college, man, I mean, they start early. But the thing about college, man, I mean, we talk about the parity in women's college basketball. Some of those college games you have boys against men. I mean, especially the early season. I think Arkansas is playing like they're gonna probably beat the piss out of them like 77-0. So the first few weeks of college football, I think it's fun. College football, man, it's just so much more the atmosphere, I think, is what I mean, it's crazy. And I think you guys could agree with me, football is the one sport where I think it's a climax more than any other sport. MMA kind of, but I mean you could go from this side of the field, dude throws it, and the moment football's one of the game. Baseball, when you hit a home run, like put yourself up. But I mean, the momentum of football can just snap like that. And when you talk about, I mean, we went to Fayetteville to visit, and that fucking stadium is massive, and it's just everything is about I can't wait, man. But NFL, I'm ready to talk some NFL, man. I'm really excited for this season. What do you guys want to? Let's just go ahead. You guys want to go and touch on? I guess me and Casey. Casey can
Go for
go
it.
first. Rams, Cowboys. You watch an unhealthy amount of preseason football. I'm happy that you were we're all, you're blessed enough to be able to do that. I watch an unhealthy amount of baseball. But what I was gonna say was, what about the Cowboys, man? Like I said, last year they really at no point did I feel optimistic like I did about years past. I know you're not counting Schottenheimer out. I think I'd say you're more lean towards optimistic than you are skeptical. I mean, it's kind of a broad question, but what do you think about what happened Saturday?
I mean, so with preseason, right? There's a couple of things that you can take away from a preseason game. Obviously, the biggest picture of it, it doesn't matter, right? It's just a preseason game. It's not going to affect wins or losses come the regular season. But there are still certain things and tendencies that you can
Right.
take away from a preseason game. I didn't like the pre-snap penalties that Dallas had on the offensive line.
Hmm.
Yes, I know it wasn't their starters. I understand that, but that still is a culture environment when you're having those pre-snap penalties. It means that there's something still happening, within practice, within the meetings room, where this is still being allowed and still being tolerated. And I don't like that from a coaching standpoint. So, not that I'm out on Schottenheimer. It's his first preseason game, so we'll have to see how things progress and develop from here. But one thing that I did have a takeaway on is I understand why New England was so pressed and so willing to get rid of Joe Milton so easily. And I'll say it for these a couple particular reasons. And I want to start by showing him a little bit of love. And I'll preference that by saying he has, if not the strongest, one of the strongest arms I have ever witnessed from an individual on a football field.
I've heard that
He
about him.
can absolutely launch it. But to me, he's like the equivalent. He's like the equivalent, Ian, in Justin, if you're creating a Madden player and you spend all your attributes on arm strength. He has no touch. He has no awareness. He has no feel for a defense. And I don't think he knows what the defense is doing. There were so many throws that were just needed to be touch passes that went clear sailing over the receiver who had a couple steps on his defender. There were a few passes where it was a piss missile throw, like it was going 60 miles
Piss
an hour,
missile.
but it was behind the receiver because his accuracy was off.
Hmm.
Um, all these camp moments that we're seeing from Joe Milton are nice. I don't know if he has the ability or the skill set to truly show that in a real game. From what I saw in that week one preseason game, I'm leaning towards no. But of course, a lot more time to develop. He's still in his
Yeah.
second year as a quarterback. A lot more can be done. A lot more development can take place. But you would think the way that these athletes train, especially today's athletes,
Yeah.
you think that's the way that some of these other quarterbacks come in day one and they're ready to go. You can see the development from week one to week two to week three. You can see they're consistently getting better. It doesn't feel like
Right.
Joe Milton has done that. It feels like Joe Milton's the type of player who has leaned so much on his athleticism, on his arm strength through high school and through college because it's been able to get him this far. That's not going to pass in the NFL. You can't just lean on your arm strength and expect to be a good quarterback. And unless Joe
Mm-hmm.
Milton can develop those crucial core things, he's destined as a
Hmm.
backup.
Yeah, and one thing that before you had mentioned about the development that I was gonna say, because you said, you see a lot of guys ready to go from day one. I was gonna jump in and say, I think that's unfair. But then you mentioned the development. I think that's a fair point because if you can see your guy getting better from week to week and what really is his ceiling, are you going to have any incentive to keep him? I was watching, something the other day, the NFL, that's really the only sport you clean out your locker at the end of the season. Joe Milton's not guaranteed a spot they haven't announced I mean, we still got 2 weeks preseason left. 17 to 29
He'll be
under
their
40.
he'll be their backup.
I mean, who's their
He'll
third
be their
center?
backup for
Cooper
sure. I
Rush?
don't think there's any. Will Will Greer, Cooper Rush is on Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Will Greer, yeah, because he played also. I forgot that he played. He was out there. I just totally forgot his name. But yeah, man, I don't. It like what I was gonna say too is in the NFL, you have all these guys who have freakish fucking different athletic different athletic gifts, whether it's arm strength or speed or when you get to the NFL, you got to be a football player. I'm not saying he's not a football player, um, but I don't. If you can't be accurate, you know, I mean, we're gonna see what happens, man. I think when you have a guy that's this young, I wouldn't count him out just yet. I know you're not. I'm just kind of speaking in general, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's
Yeah,
he didn't show much promise when he was in New England. I know we before last season we were all kind of having a debate about what we all knew Drake May was going to start. I mean, that we all, that was kind of the consensus, but it was how, are you going to kind of throw Milton in there? Like we were kind of throwing that out there and it's at the point now where it's the development. And I'm going to kind of, I'm kind of rambling on here, but it's the development and if you're not seeing that development, then you are going to want a guy who he might be not be as talented, but you could see some progression. So, before I kind of touch on the Rams, Justin, any thoughts about, because I know the Cowboys are definitely the most polarizing team in the group. What are your thoughts on just where the Cowboys are headed more so?
I mean, Milton, with Joe Milton, again, like you said, like Casey was saying,
Hmm.
he's got a cannon of an arm, but no, like, I don't want to say spatial awareness, but spatial awareness is what comes to mind. No touch, which he exhibited in the Buffalo game where he got the one win. Why? Don't know, but why? Um,
Hmm.
but I mean, I'm not going to knock him for he's played one game and it was a rough go. But I'm not going to knock him because he needs to have time to actually develop
Hmm.
because he was playing second fiddle to Drake May last year, and Milton really wasn't going to ever see the time of day unless both Brissett and May were both injured, or if it was a garbage game like a week 18 game, which is what ended up happening.
Hmm.
So I'm not
in the same
I'm not
light, he's not going to see the field. He's not going to see the field this year unless Dak gets hurt.
right, but again, I'm not closing the book on Milton having a good backup career, but he didn't do much of anything to help himself last week. So
No, no, and again, it's one of those things, Justin. Like we've been saying, he can fling the ball. Like he has a cannon for an arm, but I think spatial awareness is actually a pretty good term. It doesn't seem like he has that. I mean, when there's a receiver when you're trying to hit a 7 yard hitch route and he's sitting there open and you rocket that ball 50 miles an hour at his face mask, it's not a good throw. I don't care if it hits him in the hands or not. That's not a good throw.
numbers,
That's
numbers.
yeah, yeah. And those are one of the things as a quarterback you have to understand.
Hmm.
There are times, of course, where you need to put a little bit more mustard on it, and there are times when you need to use that arm strength. But Chad Pennington is a prime example of you don't need a strong arm to win games in the NFL.
Yeah. And we'll see, man. I mean, he's, obviously gonna kind of be thrown there in an emergency situation, but I mean, you want to know your backup is ready. So we'll see. I mean, I'm cool with our backup situation. I think Stetson Bennett's gonna
He
I
looks
think
okay.
I'm feeling more optimistic than I was before. The dude from Northern Illinois last year, Valcaro. I mean, he was just flying around. Obviously, the preseason results don't matter. Thankfully, we were able to get the win.
No. So
Um,
real quick,
mhm.
this is kind of the point I was preferencing on preseason on why some of it matters and why some doesn't.
I think
Let's
the
sort of
final
say it like
score.
this.
Mhm.
I don't think the final score, like who wins and who loses a preseason game, matters. I think how they win or how they lose matters. How they look situationally
Oh,
matters,
absolutely, yeah.
but I don't think a true win and loss matters in the pre. Does that make sense? Like
No,
there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
it
Yeah.
absolutely
Okay.
does. And
Okay.
I look at the preseason as more or less tryouts more than anything for roster spots, as opposed to
Yeah,
how is the team improving or progressing in the preseason. Because that doesn't because you're running. I mean, they're better than us, but you're running scrubs for the most part.
Hmm.
yeah.
You're not
And
typically you're
I don't
not
know if you
running
saw.
starters, but
I don't know if you saw, guys. Oh, go ahead, Justin. Sorry.
most NFL teams this weekend ran their starters for their first series and a half, two series, or sometimes even a quarter, which we were both saying last week, stupid move,
5
but
minutes.
um, but I don't know, man. It didn't. It, overall, I don't think it came to bite any team in the butt, but that's a danger. So
No, and that's playing the starters. That's one thing that we were discussing last week, and all three of us said, especially when it came to a team like Kansas City, why on earth would Kansas City roll out with Patrick
I
Mahomes?
wouldn't even let he wouldn't come within 50 yards of the fucking field if I was Andy Reid.
Joe Burrow played a
He's still,
freaking quarter.
Joe Burrow played a quarter. Patrick Mahomes played, I think, a series or two.
Was
He
he
threw a
just handing the
touchdown
ball
pass.
off and throwing checkdowns? I would
No, he was
hope.
throwing.
Mahomes threw a
Nah.
touchdown
You
pass.
can't let I see I don't I'm all for, game reps. I think it's really important, in front of a just kind of being in that environment, even though the competition isn't even comparable. But you can't do that. Get some dude that's desperate to make the team and breaks his fucking leg, and that's your entire season. Like I've never been for that. Find whatever appropriate thing you can in a simulated setting, a practice setting. Do not put your dude on the
See,
Your
field.
franchise on the line.
I'm
Yeah.
with you, Ian. I'm with you, but I also dislike the way Dallas does their preseason too, because they're the exact opposite. They don't even play second stringers, aside from Joe Milton, of course, but they play third
Yeah.
and fourth stringers. They play everyone on that was on that field on Saturday outside of Joe Milton. I'd say three or four of those players you're going to see on the opening day roster.
You're crazy.
Yeah. And it's that's funny how they do it so differently, man. Like the thing when it comes to and what I was gonna say is like when you get hurt in practice, it happens. You don't hit the quarterback in practice, you take it light, but things happen. But I feel like if you could get competitive in a practice environment because everybody there should have the damn same interest in mind, which is don't let that guy get hurt. So I'm not a fan. I'm more of a fan. I know Dallas hasn't had much success. I don't think Kansas City's success you could they're giving Patrick Mahomes preseason reps. No, I still it's one extreme versus another, but I would still feel more comfortable as a fan knowing that fucking Will Greer is playing as opposed to rolling out your what 80 million whatever million
100%.
dollar man.
No. See, that I agree with, but it's the not even playing the second stringers. Like it's going with third and fourth stringers, and most of the team that was
Yeah,
on the
I'm
field
I don't I
Saturday,
don't I I'm with you on that because it's
that
you,
makes no sense.
those dudes have a legit check, especially with packages and having to do substitutions. Most of those dudes are going to get reps that are on the second string at some point in the season. And in
A
football, more so
hundred
than anything,
percent.
basketball, you have a dude averaging, 0 point, 1 point, whatever. Football, them dudes are going to substitute for a play or two. They might not record, but they're going to be in the game. And for you to not give them those game reps that I believe are so important, I think it could certainly be detrimental for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I could not agree more. I could not agree more. Now, who do you guys think had the best rookie performance?
Trevion Henderson or
Of
Ethan
this
Chisholm?
game or overall in preseason?
Preseason, I think Travion number two, Justin.
Okay.
I think Shador had the best performance.
I didn't see the Browns game, so I can't really speak to that one.
Shador played really, really well.
Shador played well. Let me pull up the DJ Uiagalelei stats. He played pretty well as well.
Jackson Dart for the Giants.
Oh, he only
I
threw
like.
one pass. I'm tripping. Was that his only? I saw one highlight. I could have sworn that. Yeah, okay, he only
Shador
threw one
Sanders
pass.
threw two. Shador Sanders threw two touchdown passes. Looked poised in the pocket. He
Now,
took a big sack on 4th and 1 that I wasn't crazy about. He kind of tried to outrun a defender backwards. Doesn't have the athleticism for that. And don't get me. Shador can move. He's not like that. He is not like Dion when it comes to
he's more of a
mobility
pocket.
and athleticism.
quarterback for
100%. He's
sure.
more of a pocket passer, but he made a very nice touch throw in the back left corner of the end zone. I liked a lot of the stuff that I saw from him.
The funny thing, did you his one pass DJ Uyalangile was for 49 yards. So, um, but no, Shador definitely. Crazy thing, man, is I was just thinking in my head, like, bro, I'm about to put money on Shador just to go over whatever. I was like, he's gonna just ball, and I didn't. And then I look over all over Facebook, and I'm like, man, but yeah, I mean, just getting him reps. I mean, one of their 80,654 quarterbacks they have in their room. And you said, I don't know, you guys probably saw the thing that kept going viral of Joe Flacco. Oh shit, we got like 30 seconds. So see you guys.